Hey guys, it's Stefan. Um, Welcome to my new video about the new Season 8 runes. My other one only showed one option, and I feel like that's a really bad video to have, so I'm actually going to take that one down just as I post this one, because I feel like the other video is just not good enough. I didn't do it properly. So, I'm going to go through the multiple options that Diana currently has for runes, and I will have a separate segment at the end for Diana Jungle. So starting off with Diana mid lane, this is what I've been doing. So you have Electrocute, you have Sudden Impact, you have Zombie Ward, and you have Ingenious Hunter. Again, you can also go ahead and take out of movement speed if you want. I'm going to put the detailed on. This will give you some movement speed. That's also viable. You want to take this if you feel like you're going to snowball in the game, so you don't really need the ward thing. And even then, the Poro might be worth it. So I'm going to take Eyeball. Actually, I feel like that's better. Or you could take Taste of Blood for for the poke matchups, giving you some heal options. And then you have Cheap Shot, which you can proc with Diana Z, but I feel like currently Sudden Impact is going to be better, but you can use all three of these options quite reliably. Uh, okay, so this is usually the first path you want to go. There are some other options, I'll show them later. But the secondary path is usually what is going to be the biggest changes or options. Okay. You can take Mana Flow Band. It's good. This is good. The Ultimate Hat is good for people who don't like, you know, relying on hitting their Q from far away. So you can R in W Q auto, like for your passive, and this will give you a lower cooldown on Ultimate. I think you could go down to like 7.5 second cooldown if my math is correct, somewhere around there. Okay. But I would say that Absolute Focus, which gives you the one-shot burst potential, it gives you some AP, like over the course of the game while you're above 70% health, you get a lot of AP. I was in a game earlier today where I had a needlessly large rod, 2 Doran's rings, and 1 Dark Seal, and I had roughly 170 AP. So these two are good options. And then Gathering Storm for some extra AP as well. Again, you can take Water Walking, and you can also take Scorch if you wanted. But I would suggest taking these two if you're gonna take the sorcery path. However, there is one, and I believe it was precision that you can also run. You could take attack speed if you want, and again, I wouldn't suggest these. Like you can take them, but I would still stick to the sorcery, like these two. This is what I would do. You could probably make something work from the tank or from the tank-ish tree. So, for example, you could take what was it? Conditioning gives you some armor and MR, pretty decent. This could also, some health, heals and shields. This should work on RW, but again, I just feel like we're gonna get so much more damage. But there's one here. This one here could be useful for poke matchups. This could save us from some, but again, I don't think anything's really gonna compete with the AP you get from this. I feel like this is too good. So, for the other ones, you can also go to Inspiration and run Perfect Timing with Cosmic Insight. This will give you a 55-second cooldown reduction for your Sonya's Hourglass, which is also very nice. Yeah. So if there's anything else here, probably not. There are maybe some options that you guys could take. Dark Harvest. So let's talk about this one. It is viable. I'm going to say that right now, it is viable. Especially considering Electrocute will get nerfed at some point, because it's way overtuned right now. However, Dark Harvest has some insane late game potential. Okay, has some insane late game potential. So keep that in mind. Test which one you like the most. There's multiple options again, obviously. So you can also run precision. This is also very good. Consecutive basic attack. So you QR, auto, auto, auto. You'll deal extra damage. Then your QR will be back for the 12% damage bonus that you do to them. And if you were going to run with this, you would probably want to take Triumph. You would probably take either Tenacity or Electricity. I would probably say Tenacity, because choosing Precision will give you attack speed passively, so keep that in mind. 10% more damage to targets below 40% health. That is useful, but again, I don't think that you would want to take that. You could take this. This is viable last stand, and also cut down is also quite viable. So if I had to choose, like I said, if we're going for this, it's just for this keystone. I still think electrocute is better, but you could go for this. So let's just say this last stand. So for the secondary, which would we choose? Domination or sorcery? Probably sorcery. Again, you would probably want to go for these, but there's also other things you could go for. Taking Transcendence wouldn't be bad. Taking Ultimate Hat wouldn't be bad either. Over a Mana Flow Band also wouldn't be bad. You could even go for more of these kinds of things where you have could go for item as well. You could go for this. This is also viable, but again, I would not. I haven't tested this one, so I would not suggest doing this unless you want to do some auto attack kind of build. So I'm going to go back to what we are going to have as the final suggested build. This is going to be my suggestion for the build. And then we're going to take, not precision, we're going to take domination. Again, you guys heard what I said. You have the option to take Mana Flow Band if you feel like you need the mana. Or you could take the Ultimate Hat, which if you had to replace one of these with the Ultimate Hat, it would probably be Absolute Focus. If I just had to take a guess. I haven't really used the Ultimate Hat before, so I can't really, I know how it works. I've seen it in action. I just don't think I need it personally, but I might try it out at one point, and I most likely will. So that's our Diana mid lane build. So I'm going to move on to a quick segment about jungle. So let's go to my new page. Can I just delete this? Actually, I'll just make a new one for this. Add new page. For jungle, I would say that you're going to want press the attack for jungle, because the thing about this is when we choose our secondary path and we go for domination, not domination, I meant to say sorcery, when we take these two AP ones here, wait, my mouse, it will give you 18% attack speed, which I feel like might be necessary for the jungle. It would give you a very good clear. So after 5 seconds, so we would probably just take, for jungle, take that. Either attack speed or tenacity, that's up to you guys. Lifesteal wouldn't do anything, so either one of these. I'm going to say tenacity. Less than no, we would probably want to take last stand as well, which kind of is counterintuitive with the absolute focus, but I still feel like that could be viable for jungle. But if you don't want to run precision, you can also go for domination. In theory, for mid lane, you can, just going off the jungle segment for real quick, you could probably run something in the likes of something like this for for mid lane. Like you could run this. Like then you would take probably domination, take that, and you would take that. Like you can do this, but again, I haven't tested this. I don't know if this would be any viable. So the build you can also do for jungle, back to jungle, is the same. Either electrocute. Let's go back to this. Either electrocute or dark harvest. Dark harvest is probably decent for jungle, but I feel like it fits the whole split pushing farm Diana for mid lane. If you're gonna want to use dark harvest, you can do that, but then I think there's one I forgot to talk about. This one here, I forgot to talk about this one. Better version of Storm Raiders. So you can also run this for the mid lane. I keep losing track of my train of thought. So I keep forgetting. But you can also wait. Hello? Oh right, I have to click these. Oops. Yeah, you can also run Phase Rush if you would prefer if you used to play Storm Raiders, this is what you would like to probably play with, either one of these, Mana Flow or Ultimate Hat. And then you would probably go Domination for these again. But that's just like roughly some guesses here, because I'm into theory crafting of things I haven't tried or seen before. But you could also play with this build here for the jungle. You could do that. Then you could probably get something from precision for jungle. For example, attack speed and could we take something else here? No. See, it's always just gonna be sorcery, I think, for the AP for jungle. So if you want to do jungle, you could do these, you could do this, or you could do the precision. So you would go that, and you would go tenacity or attack speed, as I said earlier. Last stand, and then we could go take sorcery, take absolute focus, and gathering storm. So I hope that gave you some ideas for what you want to do with your jungle and mid lane runes. Again, you could do this for jungle. You could theoretically use this for mid too. And then this is the mid lane I would run. This is what I would suggest running for mid lane. And to be honest, currently while Electrocute is so strong, you're going to want to run this for jungle. But you can experiment with using Press the Attack again. You can experiment with that if you feel like that could fit your playstyle. But for me, this is what I'm going to be running. Most likely I like this. So, yeah. If you have any questions about the runes, feel free to message me on Reddit or post it in the description below. In the comment section. Jeez, sorry. I hope you enjoyed, and peace out.